kid. I was a pretty nerdy kid. Didn't have a lot of friends outside of music and art. That was really my safe space. That was the main reason I got to school in the morning, was 0-hour orchestra. Well, it's important for us to be a support system. We are a support system. We even have some students who name their instruments. We have classrooms, the cultures, where some of the instruments are traditionally named. The kids will come into the classroom and there'll be a bass that has a name that's had a name for a decade, and it becomes a privilege for the next generation of kids to get to play that one bass. I'm Catherine Cunningham, and I repair the stringed instruments.
I'm Andy Pilcher, and I'm the manager of the musical instrument repair shop, and I also fix all of the wind instruments.
I think the funniest thing I ever found in a case, and I thought this was really cute, was a kid that was willing his bassoon to the next generation, explaining how it says, a few hints and tips for you on your journey of playing this fine instrument. It says, I suggest 2.5 or 3 strength Van Doren reeds. 2.5 are easier.
We found a whole bunch of different things in instruments. Candy, pens, pencils, marbles, novelty basketballs, quarters, gum.
It ends with saying, when you play a wrong note, you should give your neighbor a dirty look. That way you look like Mr. First Chair, no competition.
Valve oil bottles, anything you find at a dollar store. I found little plastic hamsters, screwdrivers. This field is really exciting because it combines a lot of other industries into one industry. Just off the top of my head, it would be carpentry, metalworking, machining, manufacturing, as well as musicianship.
That was actually my first job at 15. I actually ended up doing more band repair for him. He had more clarinets for me to take apart and put on the little part tray. And he also had me degreasing trombone slides, and he showed me how to take some dents out of French horn bells. I think I ruined one French horn bell. That's when I decided, I could do this as a living rather than focusing on performing as a living. I could do this. I get a lot of gratification from taking a bag of toothpicks and giving it its voice back again.
So one of the things that we're proud to be able to do here is modifications for students that really need them. I did a modification for a student with cerebral palsy. He wasn't able to use his right hand. A lot of people know that the euphonium is primarily played with the right, and they're designed in such a way that you can't really play with the left hand comfortably. So I had to fabricate a new lead pipe for the instrument so that it would wrap around the other way of the instrument and make a hand rest for the student so that now he can fully play it with his left hand.
One thing that I've loved about Vela is that she's so adamant on wanting to practice and wanting to be better, because she knows that if she's better, she's going to make others better. If you do not know your parts and you're not prepared, then it's going to put other people behind, and they're going to be kind of waiting on you. So it's like you put the community before our own individual needs. Hi, I'm Julie Maeda, and this is my daughter.
I'm Vela, and I play bass at Jefferson Middle School.
Life can be a stressful thing. It can be something that we can't always process. But I know when she's like in going her mood, she just goes to her room, and I start hearing the bass playing, and she is just in her zone, and she always comes back feeling better.
My name is Gina Rosinski. I'm the Executive Director of Fine Arts for Albuquerque Public Schools. When you work together in an ensemble or a group to produce something that's going to be performed for people, you learn how to take feedback for the whole so that we can all sound better. So we all work together towards a performance-ready product, and it's teamwork, it's flexibility, there's a reliability and an accountability.
Knowing that my daughter has a way to express herself, even if she can't talk to me, is awesome. And she's a bass player. I'm a bass player. So we definitely have this connection.
In Albuquerque Public Schools, we are committed to make sure that all students have the ability and access to an instrument if they want to play one. But it also means that we are committed to helping them in paying for the repairs. So often that is a barrier to our children who want to play an instrument.
So having in-house opportunities at APS for repairs on these instruments I think it's kind of a crucial aspect. One example is that when Vela had an incident with her instrument, it was with the bridge, and it kind of shifted. We were able to call Miss Shelton, and she was able to bring the bass in right away, and we had the bass literally the next day, and Vela was able to get right back into playing. Sometimes with some other organizations, they'd have to either ship out the instrument, and it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks before they even get it back. So this kind of limits the child from having that opportunity to keep playing.
Well, at the time, I was really busy with everything, with school and out of school orchestra. So it was really important to have it back soon.
And she's like, oh, it's ready. I'm like, oh, okay, perfect. It's amazing, to have that opportunity for Vela just to get it right back, and she could just keep practicing. We didn't have to cancel any lessons.
Well, we get about an average of about 300 bows across this bench every year. And I've been here for about 26 years. And I guess that comes to around 8,000 bows across this bench. This is Mongolian horsehair. There's also Siberian horsehair. The colder the weather, the more the hair grows coarse and dense, and makes for better sound. This is the portion that comes out of the back of the skin. This is the freshest hair. And this is the stuff that hangs at the hooves. And since this is fresher and thicker, you want that at the frog, where the bow stroke is stronger. And the more fragile stuff that's been hanging at the hooves for years needs to be where the stroke is lighter and does less damage, so you have less breakage.
Marching band instruments are some of the instruments that receive the most damage. This one's been damaged this bad before. You can see some of the old scars on it, but we'll get this all straightened out.
Instruments can break, and so because of that, we have a commitment to our instrument repair shop that our children don't have to take instrument to a place where they have to pay a large amount of money, or their parents have to take off work to be able to take the instrument to get fixed, but we are able to do it here in Albuquerque Public Schools and make sure that the supplies that they need are ready for them in class.
My name is Suzanne Shelton, and I am the orchestra director at Jefferson Middle School here in Albuquerque. The instruments that we buy are high quality instruments. They last. I have a couple of basses from 1939 when Jefferson opened. They're still in working order, and they sound great. They look a little worse for wear. One of them has had a broken neck, but it's been fixed. And because of that, and because we're still using that bass from way back in the day, Jefferson didn't have to go buy a new $5,000 bass. We just fixed the one that we had. Our bows actually have real horsehair. They're not nylon bows, which just wear out after a year. The hair in our bows is actual horsehair, and it'll last for several years before it needs to be rehaired.
As a young girl playing the cello from the time I was 7, raised by a single mom, that could not have happened for me to be on an instrument that cost as much as they did and do. I don't know where my life would have led had I not started playing music at such a young age. It became who I was, and by having that cello provided for me really shaped my life and who I am.
Instrumental music is really important to our students because I know how much it did for me growing up. And instrumental music allows our students to really learn ways to express themselves, but also learn ways that they can achieve in the classroom in all other areas, whether it be by just building self-confidence, understanding the importance of practicing a skill until you get better. It provides all of these different opportunities for our students to hone in on all of the skills we're looking at in Goal 4 and in our Goals 1 and 2 as far as achieving in reading and math, along with skills, habits, and mindsets for our students.
We talk APS, we have goals, and Goal 4 is everything that fine arts is about. Self-regulation, self-efficacy, and social awareness. Everything that you find in a performing arts group, in a band or an orchestra or a mariachi. Perseverance, yes, to get through the music, to learn it and continue repeating sections over and over that are hard and you want to get them better. A lot of self-regulation in a music ensemble that you can't play when it's not your time to play, or that you do play and you're prepared to play when it is. Having instruments provided to students and the musical instrument repair shop here in APS is really close to my heart and easy for me to imagine every student in APS wanting to have this opportunity, because me, myself, having this opportunity, it's been like a full circle life of music and into a career for me to be passionate about providing these instruments and providing them in good repair and maintaining them, because I know what a difference it made for me, and I know it will make a difference. It has and will for many of our students for years to come.